Hey everyone, welcome back to another video here. So down in South Carolina for round one of the GNCC at the Big Buck Farm, 250B class, the afternoon race, and got 45 guys on the line. So it made out to be a really good race. Here off the start, not the best jump, a lot of guys, so it was got pushed out pretty far wide here. So really got shuffled further back than we'd hoped. Really had awesome conditions for the day, especially for round one. Expected it to be a lot wetter than it was, but as you'll see, a lot of ruts, but overall great conditions. So quickly off the start here, heading into the woods, really funneled us down though, so pretty early bottleneck. Tried this outside line here, not sure it was the best, but at least got us moving. So definitely some work to do here, but trying to just figure out the trail, figure out the soil, but learn pretty quickly it's going to be a pretty rough and ready day. This is the first time using the new GoPro mount. I think with the AMA rule on no GoPros on helmet, everyone's been really looking for a good way to mount their GoPros, and USWE, the manufacturer of the hydration packs, makes a really nice chest mount that hooks right on to the hydration pack. So really this was the first test run here, and after watching the video I was really pleased with how it turned out. Especially on a track like this, having the view be a little bit lower for us, I think it helps see just how rough and rutted the trail really is. And also a little better view of the bars, see a lot of the bike movement, see some mistakes as I make them there. I think in future times here I will point the camera up just a tad more. It's great when I'm sitting, but as I stand up, as you'll see, it's pointed a little bit further down than I had hoped. Tried that outside line there, thought it was pretty good, but ended up just right in the same spot. Jumping forward here a couple miles after the first handful of miles of woods there is all pretty similar. So here we are getting some of the leaders of the B classes behind me working their way through. So many riders today, I think 450 or so in total. Really crowded round one, especially for the afternoon race. Spent a lot of time riding with a lot of different guys, and spent a lot of time in the first lap or two with some of the leaders of the B classes behind me working their way through. As you can see though, great woods here, and honestly sections like this, especially just lap one for us, not too beat up, honestly just great traction. Stay out of some of the main lines, really wasn't too bad yet. I think even as we'll see through the lap two in a bit, really got chewed up, and by the last couple laps where the GoPro was even dead, there wasn't a spot that that wasn't super deep. Yeah, so still some first lap chaos here. A pretty decent line out to the right. Just a lot of guys all moving here, but slowing us down a bit. Already telling myself to breathe. 15 minutes in, that's never a good sign. It's fun to watch here. GNCCs are known for this, but especially Big Buck. It's amazing how many different lines and how wide the course gets. So there's probably 10, 12 different lines to take in so many places. Good for when there's this many guys, but it really hurts if you end up picking a bad line, especially when you get through all this wet stuff here. So fast forward here again after I got the camera cleaned up. And actually working our way here to the first of the few real bad mud holes. Like I said, the track really dried up nice, but there was probably 3 low spots throughout the course. You can see just lap one how bad this is. Already got a guy jammed up there, and really caused some issues here later on in the race, not only for us but for the pros. So ended up having a lot of factory guys there pointing us around some good lines. This one in particular heading way out to the right by the end of the race. Moving forward here again, just another mile or so. You can see all the people gathering here. This is one of the main hill climbs that Big Buck is known for. Made it tough. We had to cross through this creek, and you can see all the ruts and how beat out it got. Looks like there's a guy there, so folks are pointing me around to the go around. So the hill was tough all day, steep, and those ruts right before that, again, because you're pulling water up, got really nasty. Even got caught off guard here a little bit by the go around. Kind of paddled and struggled my way up, getting past there again. Now again, moving forward another mile or so, the second of the bad mud holes, and this one, you can tell, I think was the worst all day. So really took my time here. There's a lot of guys already jammed up lap one and were struggling to see a good line. Finally decided to go with this one here after I saw a couple guys go through. Yeah, you can hear the bike even lap one just really struggling to get through that. So I got scared there. I knew it'd be a pain all day trying to find my way around that. We'll see that second lap, and it's deep and nasty. There's a lot of bikes jammed in there. But again, I think they ended up routing us around a good bit, further off to the right for laps 3 and on. So spending this time now, again, coming close to the end of the first lap, just trying to find my groove. Found this guy ahead of me. I think he's in my class. Followed him for a couple miles today and really just helped pick my way through a lot of these rutted lines and just, again, lines everywhere. So finding someone else that seems to be picking good lines was a big advantage to help take a quick break. So followed this guy for the most part. Next mile or so as we'll watch and really just learning the track. Again, finding some somewhat decent lines to pick our way through. The one thing that was in our favor is, I have to admit, the traction was some of the best that really I've ever ridden on. It's first time being down at Big Buck, and it was just tacky as could be in a lot of these sections. I think that almost led to all the ruts, a lot of roost flying, but it made a big difference and really didn't have any issues outside a couple of those mud holes. We're going to jump forward here again. Again, kind of winding down on this first lap and really into the first field section at all on the lap there. I heard they got rid of most of their field sections last minute. With all the riders showing up, they had to dedicate more and more of the parking area this year than in years past to parking instead of the field sections they normally have. So the field sections, even you can see here, aren't too beat up at this point. Definitely have some pretty square edge braking bumps kind of coming into all the corners and pretty slick in a couple wet spots, but it was a nice little break from the wood sections to get a quick breather. But even by the last lap, and you'll see how some of these ruts form and how nasty some of those exits of the corners are. But really, avoid those, made for a great little break here toward the end of the lap. So winding down here about the last 2 or 3 corners of the first lap. Solid first lap for me, and no crashes. Haven't ridden the bike in a couple months, so it felt good just to get that first lap under me. Definitely able to kind of pick it up here as the laps go on, which was good, but came through in 32nd out of, like I said, 45 guys in my class lap 1. So definitely want to be a little more mid-pack. Was able to pick up a couple spots, I think, every lap thereafter. Now jumping forward here toward the end of my second lap, I think you see some of the pros coming by. There's Ben Kelly, who's in the lead. It's amazing how they can just pick through these ruts like nothing. You can tell instantly how much more beat up it is versus lap 1. There goes Lane Michael, red in second at this point in the race. It's amazing how quick they catch up on you, especially when you're starting, 10, 12 minutes behind them. They really make up time fast. I think there goes that. Kind of the only GNCC I think he's gotten in so far this year. We'll just see. I think he's either Thad or Strang in a couple minutes, kind of picking themselves up. Took myself a pretty poor line here, but was just trying to make room for the pros and got myself in a bad situation. Ricky Russell goes by. There's Strang. So here's one of the first mud holes that we had showed first lap. Again, kind of winding us way out to the right here. Really some of the only rocks on the whole course. Got cross-threaded there. But it felt good just to have that safe line around. And there's Grant Baylor catching up to Strang as he's picking his bike up from a crash with a lapper. So here's just a nasty mud hole. Baylor and them are going through. You can see all the guys just jammed up there to the left, right, everywhere. So I thought I found myself a good line here. I knew I had to really hit it, and it wasn't until at this point I realized how deep that rut is. Whew, just excited there to make that one through, even though I knew future laps would be pretty nasty. So jumping forward here, the last little clip before the GoPro dies. It's a great race overall. Ended up, I think, 24th out of 45. It's fun first race of the year. We're doing a lot more of these videos, so definitely kind of tag along and look for more of the full race and the highlight videos to come. Thanks everyone for watching.